It's a good question.
Hi, my name is Glory from That Grape Juice. Nice to meet you, Malachi and Francis. I imagine seeing yourself back acting on screen. How is that?
I mean, me personally, I didn't get into this job to watch myself. You know what I mean? It was to do my part and then bounce. So the watching part, I'm always gonna struggle with. But that being said, I really enjoyed watching this actually, and not so much. I wasn't focused on my own performance. Yeah, that's just not where my heart, my mind works. But watching the show, and even the fact that I was able to not focus on my own performance so much speaks volumes, I think. I just got lost in the world. It's not a common thing for me to be able to do that with my own work, so I've enjoyed that part of it, for sure.
That is sick. And what about you, Francis?
Yeah, same. I'd say similarly to Mao, it was amazing to just be focused on the other person. You know what I'm saying? There was so much happening that when I finally watched it, it was like there was pieces of the story that I hadn't seen or I hadn't come across because there's so many different arcs. But it was refreshing to watch. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's what they were doing. You know what I mean? Because the set was incredible. Like the build was insane. It was so detailed that you could really just be in it. You know, you really felt enveloped by the space. So it didn't feel like you had to like do much, and that's rare. You know,
Yeah.
so watching it back, I'm also a filmmaker, so it's like I enjoy watching stuff back. Even when I'm in it, I can look at it quite objectively and be like, okay, cool, what's this saying? But again, you don't have any control over what comes at the end. You know, so you got to hold that with, you know, with care and understand that there's times where I feel like this whole process is a passing on of something beautiful. Like it comes to us at a point, and of course, like before we get the material, it's been through a whole writing process, development process, and then it's passed to us, and then we pass it on, and then like the editors then do what they're doing, and I feel like that whole collaborative process is something to wonder at and to like really be excited by. But again, like I'm really proud of what we've done. So yeah.
No, you should be, because it's a story that I actually wasn't aware of, and it's not spoken about enough. Even the world of like East End during that century and like the illegal boxing, and also Hezekiah as well. So how did you guys personally connect to your characters and the world of A Thousand Blows?
Well, we spent some time in Jamaica.
Good times.
Yeah, we spent a couple weeks out there. And the thing is, what I loved about it was that we didn't have like a set plan of what we were gonna do out there. Just that we were gonna do whatever we were gonna do together, and just find some time to connect. But what ended up happening was just so enriching, and we met with Jamaican historians and architects from Jamaica, from that land. We went to Morant Bay, do you know what I mean? We went to a compound town. We saw the inauguration of the new chief in
Maroon.
Do you know what I mean? It just happened to be happening on the day that we went there. So many things were aligning. The people that we were staying with, one of them was a Maroon and was sharing some of his history. So it was a very enriching time, and that felt really important, at least for me, in terms of understanding who these people were. Though I'm from Jamaica, I was born here. But just being out there, being present again, and just being reminded and learning new things, that felt like an important foundation for who Hezekiah ultimately has become in the show.
Yeah, it was. To add to that, it was very like spiritual, almost. Like there's times we were out there and I was thinking, how did we meet these people? Like how did we come across these people? We went on this whole journey up, to a compound town, and like the people that we met along the way, and like the kind of kindness that they gave us and showed us, and the love that they added to our journeys.
Without
It was
wanting
like,
anything back.
yeah, they didn't. It was
For money,
so much humility. Yeah, like, and it kind of, I think it set the tone for who these men are and like where they come from. Because I think that's what they come into London with, like a humility, a kind of respect for life and a love for life. These men are not, of course this time was, there was racism that was around classism. There's lots of different isms. So it's one of those things where in a place where there's so much working against you. How do you look past that? And these men were men that always look past things. You know what I mean? To get to that dream of being a lion tamer, you know, and a boxer, they wanted to see the journey as opposed to see the obstacles in the way. You know, and I think it's hard to live your life like that even now. You know, so yeah.
Yeah. And just to quickly end on a lighter note, if the story of Alec and Hezekiah was in modern day London, where do you guys think they would move to and embark their journey?
Modern day, like today, modern day.
Today,
I would
modern
have said
day.
Brixton, but it's a little different now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a bit different now, isn't it?
it's changed.
Where would they have landed?
That was strong, maybe. Yeah, I mean, his opinion was strong out there. I'm like, yeah.
That's a good question.
I want to say Peckham.
I had that in my mind.
You know what I mean? But like, it's not like Brixton feels like it's a bit, it's gone too far. You know what I mean? The gentrification is long gone. It's
But
kind of like
Peckham's it's
Peckham's
on
on
its
the
way.
cusp.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I feel like the east end of London feels like it's like a bubbling, you know, it's like a pot that's bubbling. And I feel like that's what Peckham's like right now. You know what I mean? There's lots of like protests happening about like building work and all that and the development. And I feel like the east end of London is on the cusp, you know, and that's where we meet them, you know, like on the cusp of like the dreams and all the ambition and survival. And, you know, I feel like there's a synergy.
Nah, I agree. Thank you, Malachi. Thank you, Francis.